This is the second 10 problems in the MATHCOUNTS practice set, numbers 11 through 20. All right, the first question we have, um, what is the positive difference between the value of 2 times 3 plus... Now you should immediately recognize this as order of operations question. So we just have to find the difference between the solutions. So parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So parentheses, multiply, multiply, then add. And the difference between the answers is 14, or is 4. All right, the next problem, this is a fundamental counting question. We have 5 shirts, 3 pants, 2 ties, and 4 shoes. Okay, we have to pick an outfit. All right, so the first thing you need to start training your brain to do is think of choices. Um, Manny is making 4 decisions. See, he's first picking a shirt, then he's picking pants, then he's picking ties, then he's picking shoes. So then you say there's 5 ways to pick a shirt, there's 3 ways to pick pants, there's 2 different ways to pick ties, and 4 ways to pick shoes. And the fundamental counting principle says that you multiply the different choices to figure out the total options. So you just do 5 times 3 is 15, times 2 is 30, 30 times 4 is 120. All right, now this one, we have a circular pizza cut into 20 slices as shown. So there's our picture. If 2 slices were eaten, what is the sum of the central angles? And that means the angle on the inside that were not eaten. Okay, so if we look at this, let's say here are 2 eaten. That means we have 1, 2, 3, 10 pieces left. See, 12 minus 2 is 10. Now what you first want to do is figure out what one slice is. Well, the sum of an angle is 360 degree of a circle, 360 degrees. That's a full circle. Now, if there's 12 pieces, you divide it by 12, so that means each piece is 30. Well, if each piece is 30 and we want to know how much is left, that means 30 was eaten, 30 was eaten, so 60 was eaten, so that means 300 degrees is left over. All right, now this one, we have a tennis court with 78 feet is the length, and the width, or the length of 78 feet is 6 feet longer than twice its width. So this is 78, but we know it's 2 times the width plus 6. That's just a simple balancing equation problem. So you just set 78 equal to 2 times w plus 6, and then balance, subtract 6, then divide by 2. So that means the width would be 36. All right, now this one, we have a total of $2,500 being contributed to charity A and B. Now, the ratio is 2 to 3, so that means we have 2 for A, 3 to B. And what we have here is the total. So we have to somehow take these two ratios and make a total. So if we have 2A, 3B, that means we have 5 total pieces. So the trick is to figure out if 2,500 corresponds to 5, what would one piece be? So you do 2,500 divided by 5, so that means each piece is $500. So when it says 2A, 2 times 500, that means $1,000 go to A, and 3 times 500, 1,500 go to B, and that together gives you the total of 2,500. So it's asking for charity B, so that's why charity B is 1,500. All right, now this one we have a number is selected at random from the first 20 positive integers. So those are like 1, 2, all the way up to 20. What is the probability that is an odd prime? So all I did was go through and find all the prime numbers. Remember, a prime number is a number divisible by only 1 and itself. All right, so the first prime is 2, but it's not odd. So 2 doesn't count in this case. 3 is the next prime, and all the other prime numbers are odds. 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 odds, 7 odd primes out of a total of 20. So that would be 7 out of 20, which is 0.35 or 35%. And you should always remember that 1 out of 20 is 5%. So if we have 7, 7 times 5 is 35%. All right, now this one, again, it should just jump out to you, this PEMDAS order of operations question. So we're going to do parentheses first, but remember, we have to follow PEMDAS inside, so you'll divide first. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and then you add the 11, and then you multiply the outside. 5 times 12 is 60. All right, now this one, we have the ratio of lengths of corresponding sides is 1 to 2. That means that the side lengths of these decagons, the first one is half the size of the other. So the second one is double the original size. All right, so if the perimeter is one-dimensional, same thing as sides, so they're going to have the same ratio. So if the smaller one has a perimeter of 76, what is the perimeter of the larger one? the larger one will be double the size because all the sides have been doubled. So if you double the perimeter, that would be 76 times 2. So the perimeter of the larger one would be 152. All right, now the next question. We have a man floating on a raft. He goes 2 miles north, but at night he rests and he goes 2 miles south. We want to know how long will it take to get 50 miles north of where he started. All right, so whenever I have a problem like this, you want to be very organized. So I try to make a table and look for a pattern. So we have day and distance. So the day 1, like in the morning, he gets to distance of 3. However, at night, when he goes back to, he's going to end up at 1. Day 2, he's going to end up at 4, but at night 2, he's going to go back to 2. Day 3, 5, and so forth. Well, he's going to reach 50 first in the day, but we don't know which day it is. So go ahead and write a sequence. So here are the days. Day 1 is going to be at 3. Day 2, he's at 4. Day 3, he's at 5, and so forth. Now what we have to do is turn day 3 into day 1. So 3 miles into day 1. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2, and so forth. So that means he's going to be at 50 miles at day 48. See, because 50 minus 2 is 48. Now this last one, suppose A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon with sides of length 6 centimeters. What is length AD? All right, now the first thing you need to remember is that regular means equal sides and angles. So that means that if this side, what side? It says this is AB, so all of these are AB, or are 6. All right, so each side is 6. And that's what these little lines mean. That means equal side, and these little curves mean equal angle. All right, well, what I recommend doing is try to break this up into triangles. So when you cut this in half and cut this in half, see, we make 6 equilateral triangles. All right, and it's 6, 6, 6, 6, and so forth. So it's asking for the length of AD. So that's the length from one side to the other. So that would be 6 and 6, which is 12. And also, it's important to know why these are equilateral triangles, how you know it is. Well, if you have a regular hexagon, that means each angle is 120 degrees. All right. Well, when you cut that in half, that makes a 60 degree, 60 degree, 60 degree. And so equilateral triangles have 60-degree angles. So that's one way you could prove that it is in fact. Not only by looking at it, but you can prove that this would be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So it's a total of 12. And that's it.